Hi everyone, good morning. It is approximately, I actually don't know the time, but this is my very first video. I may look a little nervous. I am kind of, but I got this, just bear with me. So I'm mom. My name is Jada. I'm going to tell a little bit about myself first, and this first video will be mommy and me. I actually made a Facebook status recently about answering a few mommy and me questions that people had for me myself, and that I just tell about my mommy and me life. So my name is Jada. I'm a certified esthetician. I am 23 years old. I have my own clothing line, and I would like to think I'm doing really good for my age. I have two, soon to be three babies, all girls, of course. And I love it. The mom life is most definitely for me. I definitely didn't dream of having kids when I was little, but it was a shock to me as well. And now I really do this like it's my profession for sure. So some of the questions that people had asked, they're very good questions actually. I kind of wrote them down because I knew I wouldn't remember them all, but one of the questions that I was asked is, how is it having two kids? So, as some of you may know, my oldest is Jaya. She's 4 years old. And my second daughter is May. She's 2. How is it having two kids? I would say very eventful. When I say my girls are my world, having two kids, two daughters to be exact, is probably one of the funnest things in the world. Like, their characters are amazing. They're two totally different personalities every day they wake up. Like, these girls are hilarious to me. I love having two kids, even though I've never saw it before, me wanting two kids, but I love it. Like, it's never a dull moment with my babies. It's amazing. I get to try new things, even things that I wanted to do when I was a kid that I probably didn't do. I use them as an excuse to do it. Like, I have kids now that I can do this. It's very fun. I would say that it's very fun having two kids. What are some of your daily routines with them? So the girls are in school. They're actually in school from about 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. or something of that nature. And daily routines when they're in school, I mean, it's the usual. They wake up in the morning, they're getting dressed, brushing their teeth, getting ready for school. They go to school. Then after school, it's kind of basically much the same thing. We're doing bath, dinner, a few little TV here and there, then bed. Like, any routine that a four and a 2-year-old can have. It's not really too much during the week, but on the weekends, it's like totally different. Depends on what I have planned for the day. We, usually wake up, breakfast in the morning, then we do lunch. We try to keep them on the same school schedule. So as far as that, they probably take a nap between 11 and 12, and then they wake up around probably 2, watch some movies, and I don't know. They usually, since they're around the same age, they usually do stuff together. They usually make their own plans, honestly. Like, we don't too much have a routine set out for them on the weekends. They really do their own thing. Like, they're extremely close. So whatever the oldest does, the youngest usually does right behind her, kind of thing. How do you find balance with mom life, self life, and your business? If I can be 100% honest, I'm still figuring that out. I've had my business, which is a clothing line as well, that I forgot to mention, I think. I've had that business for about 6 years now. And I tend to manage that well. I'm trying to find a balance with that, even still having two kids and another on the way. But as far as how I balance my business, I usually try to basically, when it comes to mom life and business life, mom life comes first. Most definitely. Mom life comes first and business directly after. And as far as self, I do fit myself in every, now and then. I probably don't do as much for myself as I should as far as self-care, which I'm actually getting better at. I try to, like I said, get my mom life done first. The girls come before me by any means. The girls come first regardless. So after my mom life and the girls are done with what they have to do for the day, then I may sneak a few things for myself in the mix, but business does come directly after, because my business is how I provide for my kids as well. So without business, I can't provide for my kids. So mom life is definitely first, then it's business life, then it's a little bit of self-care thrown in here and there, which I mean, I'm okay with that, but I am getting better with self-care itself. I will say that. What has been your toughest challenge as a mom? My toughest challenge as a mom, I'm not exactly sure about that. Granted, being a mother is not easy, but I make it work by any means. My toughest challenge, I wouldn't even really be able to answer that offhand. Sorry, I don't really know. But I do know that, oh no, I will say this. What's tough is not knowing if my girls are seeing me as the best mom ever, or that if I need to do more. Considering they're so young, I've even asked them before. I've asked Jaya, my oldest, my 4-year-old. I've asked her before, like, is it something else mommy could be doing? She kind of just laughed it off. Because, I mean, she is young. So she kind of just laughed it off. She was just like, I don't know, mommy. Like, I don't know if I'm living up to par for my kids. Like, I try my hardest. I do, to make them happy and stuff like that. But I do ask Jaya from time to time, like, is it something else mommy could be doing? It's very tough not knowing if I'm being the best mom I can be for them. Like, I'm not exactly sure. But I do know I'm trying. Every second of the day, I'm trying, no matter what the circumstances is. I'm never going to give up. So that's probably the toughest thing, not knowing if I need to go harder for them or if I'm going just hard enough, which is never really enough for me because they deserve so much. So it's like, yeah, that's probably the toughest thing, not knowing if I'm doing exactly what I should be for them. Let's see. What activities do you do to keep them busy? Before they started school, actually, recently the COVID that went on when they were out of school, the activities that I did with them on a daily, I know they like coloring. So after breakfast in the morning, we did a little bit of learning on YouTube. They watch YouTube videos of learning. And we did a lot of coloring around probably like after nap, right after lunch. And they really like coloring. They do like movies, so we do movies every now and then. They love popcorn, so we do popcorn and movies a lot as well. Those are really the activities that they do. They do play with their toys every now and then, but mostly it's a lot of YouTube stuff. And it's not just YouTube, like videos of looking at kids. It's also learning. Like, my kids learn a lot from YouTube. That's why I really don't mind it too much. Like, they usually, like I said, they create their own routines. It's just like sort of me watching them here and there to make sure they're on the right track, of course. But man, that's mostly really it. Any recommendations on potty training little girls? Well, my first baby, it was easier to potty train because, like I said, since she was the only child, all attention was on her all the time. So we got her a little pot, and it's like, she'd say, like, you know, mommy, pee. Like, we know she'd have to pee, or we'd be in the bathroom and she'd go in the bathroom with us. It was extremely easy to potty train. Yeah, my first daughter. But she kind of caught on quick. She was potty trained at about after she made like 1.5 years. So she kind of got potty trained really fast. I do know that it's hard for some people to potty train. So as far as recommendations, I will say that I started the penny thing early. I am one of those mothers that started that early. Because I think a few times she peed on herself and she was like, she knew it was uncomfortable for her. So she was just like, you know, I don't want to keep sitting in these wet underwear. So, you know, she kind of caught the hang of it really fast. I will say that I do recommend moms probably try that. The whole putting them on underwear before they get potty trained. And then if they accidentally use it, then, you know, they sit in their urine, they'll see how uncomfortable it is and start going to the pot. So we did do that. And she caught on really fast. My second daughter, she's 2 and she hasn't quite got it yet. We are trying. She does say, you know, mommy pee, or, you know, mommy, you know, she has to go number 2 or whatever. And we do take her. She does go to the pot a lot, but she doesn't really understand the concept completely. She'll use it sometimes and then tell us like, mommy pee or daddy pee. So she's getting the hang of it though. So we're working on it. So let's see. How do you determine their likes and dislikes? That's a good one. As far as my first daughter, she's old enough to tell me, like, basically tell me, like, that's not fun. Like, she doesn't want to do that. I can usually tell off her facial expressions what she likes and what she dislikes as far as activity-wise. But, yeah, she's really pretty much, if you know Jaya, she's pretty upfront about what she doesn't like. Amay, she's still going through that I'm the little sister phase, and I wanna do what my big sister's doing. So if Jaya doesn't take interest, May won't either. Now when it comes to eating, whew, Jesus. May likes just about anything. My 2-year-old will eat just about anything. Honestly, my 4-year-old, she's not a meat eater whatsoever, really. Like, we'll even try to sneak probably like some chicken in one of her salads. She'll totally go over the chicken, eat the tomatoes, the cheese, lettuce, everything else. My 4-year-old's not really a meat eater, and we don't really try to force it on her. We may put it on her plate every now and then, but she'll leave it. Like, she's a beans kind of teenage, I mean, not teenager. She's a beans kind of toddler. So we do let her make her own decision. Like I said, we don't force it on her. And yeah, it's just like that as far as like and dislikes, as far as food too. Are your kids involved in any activities? As of now, no, because like I said, since COVID recently, they are not involved in any activities. But my 4-year-old actually did do swimming last year, which she loves so much. She really does like water. She practically thinks she's a mermaid at this point. But no, as of right now, no. But we are about to get them in tumbling and gymnastics in the next 2 weeks. How do I spend my me time as a mommy? Like now, when the girls are in school, I probably, if I have t-shirt orders, I'll sneak some t-shirts in. And recently I graduated from aesthetic school, so I've been using some of my time to basically brush up on all my school stuff, basically, like my facials and waxing and stuff like that. Like, that's usually what I've been doing recently, or I'm out and about nesting, cleaning when I get the chance around here, or just cleaning baby clothes or something like that. I'm in the nesting part of this pregnancy, so I'm really doing just about anything lately as far as my me time, or taking baths, anything that'll comfort me in any way within this 9 months, basically. Do we host family nights? If so, what activities do we do? As far as family nights, we just recently started this thing where sometimes we play with Nerf guns. Me, Dad, and the girls, we play with Nerf guns back and forth for probably at least 20 to 30 minutes. They love it. Well, my oldest loves it. My youngest daughter, not too much. But we tend to have fun with it. The Nerf guns here and there is kind of fun. We may do a movie with some popcorn. I know recently Dad did a movie in popcorn, a little spooky movie with the girls as I clean. And it's like, yeah, here and there we'll do family night stuff. Yeah, mostly. What do I love about my kids and about being a parent? What do I love about my kids? They have their own personalities that can light up anyone's day. Like, I have the most precious kids, and they're, like I said, they're very outgoing, they're outspoken, they're hilarious, like, they're fun to be around. It's like I said, it's never a dull moment when you're around my kids. Like, they're amazing. Like, Jaya, she likes to write, she likes to read, she's so smart. Like, my daughter's only 4 and she knows about 1 through 100. Like, she may mess up on the 20s and 30s, but like 2010, 3010, like it's hilarious. But she's very intelligent, and I love it. Like, I love it so much. It makes my day every time. She knows Bible scriptures. She knows a lot to be 4, and it's amazing seeing her learn more and more every day. As far as what do I love about my 2-year-old, that's my baby. She is very clingy, very clingy. She clings to mom so much. She is just amazing. Like, she's learning just as much as my 4-year-old, but at a 2-year-old's level, of course. She knows sign language already. My 2-year-old's very what word am I looking for? She's very, I don't know. She's just perfect to me. Like, she can do no wrong in my eyes. She's perfect. Like, she's hilarious. And she's only getting smarter, even more intelligent as her sister. And my oldest is a great role model for her. So, yeah. And as far as what I love most about being a parent, that I'm actually able to witness my kids be this intelligent, this smart, this amazing. Like, I know some parents, they have work and stuff and they don't get to be around their kids a lot, see their kids a lot. It's not a waking day where I don't wake up and I can't, get my kids ready for school, brush their teeth, wake them up in the morning and see them smile their very first smile in the morning. Like, no, I'm one of those parents that doesn't miss a beat. I never miss those moments. I never do. I love the fact that I can be around my kids and witness them be this great and partake in their lives every day. Like, when they get out of school, I get to ask, how was school? Like, I'm not missing any events in my kids' life, and I never will, as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. What was your favorite, worst part of pregnancy for each child? Woo! So, Jaya, my favorite part of pregnancy was knowing that it was almost over. I'm sorry, like, towards the end, oh, it gets so exhausting. I was so happy to meet her. That was my first baby. I'm just like, I'm really about to be a mom. Like, I'm really about to be a mom. And it was amazing to me knowing that I was about to be a mom. I wasn't scared at all because I did a lot of babysitting when I was younger, and I did amazing. But I know it's different when you have your own kids. So I'm like, I'm really about to do this thing. I'm really about to be someone's mother, and I can't wait to see how I'll do it. Like, I was so excited. I got down to 6 weeks left to having her, and I'm just like, I'm really finna do this thing. Like, that was my favorite part. My worst part of pregnancy with Jaya is towards the end. I actually found out I got preeclampsia. For some of you that do not know, preeclampsia is definitely life-threatening. I had high blood pressure. My feet were swollen. My hands were swollen. My ring was stuck on my finger. Like, it was a lot of stuff going on. I didn't really know how to eat. I just knew I had to eat to feed my baby. Like, I was eating all the wrong things. I was eating a lot of salt, sugars, which caused me to get preeclampsia. And I ended up having to get induced with Jaya. So it kind of turned out, it took a turn for the worse at the end, but I made it out. I did fine, and she was completely healthy. But that was really my worst part when I found out I had preeclampsia. For May, my favorite part of that pregnancy was knowing that it was almost over as well. Like, the 9 months is it's just so long, the process of a baby baking in your belly. It was a long process, but like I said, when I'm in that hospital in labor and delivery, when I know my kids are about to be born after all this time, those are my favorite parts. Like, I love it. I love knowing that it's about to happen again, and you got this shot again to being a mother again because God trusted you enough to give you two. Reproducing is amazing to me. It's the best gift a woman could have, being able to reproduce. So that's my favorite part of every pregnancy, knowing that I'm at the end and that I made it and that I'm about to meet another baby girl. So, worst part of May's pregnancy. I'm gonna say feeling sick but never really throwing up. Like, I never really threw up, but I was sick a few times out of my pregnancy, and I never knew if it was coming up or not coming up, but it never really came up. Like, I don't know. The feeling sick part for me, that really is what did it for the worst part of my pregnancy with May. But other than that, it was a good pregnancy. I had a good pregnancy my second time around. I'm gonna save that last question for last. It may take the longest. What traits of yours do your girls have? Every trait that my kids have had to come from me. They're literally just like me in every way, literally, from the outgoing to being outspoken. My oldest is me. She's me, a spitting image from when I was little. She talks like me, acts like me. Every trait that my oldest has is me. Like, my youngest is piggybacking off of my oldest, of course, but my first baby, Jaya Aubrey, is me to the T, literally. Are you done after this pregnancy? How many more do you want? I know you guys were referring to this pregnancy. I am 9 months pregnant with my third girl. Am I done after this pregnancy? I'm gonna say yes, but I said that last time, so I'm actually not sure if I am, but I don't know. We'll see. I actually was thinking about getting my tubes tied recently, if I could be honest, at my 6-week appointment, but I'm not exactly sure. I guess it all depends on, I don't know. We're going to see how it goes after this baby is here. I actually do want to be done because I want to just give my 3 girls the world. Honestly, I just feel like it's time to give them everything I got. Like I said, I'm 23 and I'm just ready to live, kind of. Not saying that I'm not living because I have kids, but I'm just ready to live it up and give these 3 girls everything, like everything I have to give. And how many more do I want? In the beginning, I think I only wanted 2 originally. Then I had this crazy dream one day that I wanted like 6. Like at this point, I really don't know. Like I really don't know. But I feel like my 3 is, I feel like my 3 is good. It's good enough for me. I feel like my 3 is perfect. I did want a son, but I have 3 girls. And I don't want to keep trying till I get a son. So it's like, this may be it for me. My last question or statement to tell about my birth stories. So with Jaya, when you say birth stories about how they came, like I said, I got induced with Jaya. I was in labor with Jaya for 21 hours. The longest labor ever. It felt like it was 48 hours actually. I went in there and I was probably about 2 centimeters or something, and then I got induced. Like I said, I have preeclampsia, so they had to induce me. I got induced, and it was like they gave me Pitocin, and it was taking a while. It was taking a long time for me to, further dilate. So I think when I made about 4 centimeters, I couldn't take the pain anymore. I got an epidural. I did get an epidural when I was 4 centimeters, and I think I finally got to about 6 centimeters, and they ended up breaking my water bag for me because it still had not broke. Labor was going really slow with my first one. And I know sometimes people say that it is like that with their first one, but seeing for myself, it definitely took a while. Like 21 hours, that's almost a full day. That's almost a full day. So I was in the hospital all day, and even though I was excited to meet her, I didn't really know, like, I didn't really understand why I was in there so long. Like, but it started to come to me. Like, they started to explain to me more and more about the time it took when getting induced, especially by being my first kid. But after they broke my water bag, things started to move rather quickly. It was, I think I was about 8.5 centimeters. Then probably like an hour and 20 minutes later, I was finally at the 10, and it was time to push. And I remember going to push, and I couldn't. Like, I tried, and then, my doctor was like, I think he saw the exhaustion in my face. He was just like, I'm going to come back in 15 minutes. He's like, I'm going to give you some time to, breathe, get yourself together. We're going to come back and we're going to try this again. But you know what, Mom, we have to get her out because the water bag is already broken. Your fluid is almost gone, basically. And it was just time to get her out. So after he came back, we did it. I think it took like 4 more pushes to get her out. 4 really deep breaths to get her out. And before I knew it, she was out. And she wasn't crying when she came out. I remember that. I remember telling her father, like, why isn't my baby crying? Like, I was crying. I was hurt. My mom was in there too. And my dad, I'm like, why isn't she crying? I don't hear her crying. And then I think they cleaned her mouth out or whatever, rubbed her back a little bit, and she was screaming. And it was the best sound I've ever heard in my life. Like, I was ecstatic when I heard my baby scream. I'm just like, she's alive. They put her on me, and I was in love from that point on. Like, literally, I was in love when I seen my baby, my very first baby for the first time. It was like love at first sight for sure. But yeah, that birth story is 21 hours. Man, I was in there forever, but it was all worth it. Totally worth it when I see my baby's face. My birth story with Amay. Amay's birth went rather quickly. Like, I literally, I got induced with Amay as well when I made 39 weeks. And I was in labor for only 11 hours. That still sounds like a long time, but aside from 21, 11 wasn't so bad, I swear. So we got in there. We had already did this before, so we kind of knew how it was gonna go this time. But surprisingly, with May, my water bag actually broke on its own after a few hours after they gave me Pitocin to start my induction. My water bag broke on its own. But towards the end, it got a little difficult with May because they needed to, I don't know why I wasn't dilating. I think after 8 centimeters, because I did get an epidural at 6 centimeters. I tried to stick it out as long as possible. Then the pain got a little bit unbearable. I see that, like I said, towards 8 centimeters, they said that I stopped dilating. And then they were like, Mom, you stopped dilating. And I guess it was stressing her out. Her heart rate was dropping just a little bit. And they were just like, we need to prep you to have her now. We need you to push until you get to 10 centimeters. So from 8 centimeters, I had to push to 10. and then try to get her out that way. But it wasn't really working. Like, I couldn't bear the breathing. It was hard. Like, it was stressing me out, and I was stressing my baby out. So I'm just like, I can't do this. Like, I told him I can't do this. It was killing me a little bit. They even gave me the exercise ball to put on under my legs to try to like push her down some, but it's like she was going up, she wasn't going down. So, and we needed her to come out. All I know is I heard my doctor say, we're gonna have to prep her for a C-section. This is me. Oh, no, you're not. I'm like, no, you're not. I pushed till I couldn't push anymore. I finally got to 10 centimeters and my baby flew out. Like, like a May flew out. Like, it was almost her hitting the floor, kind of flew out. Like, all I heard was prep her for a C-section, and I know I didn't want it. So I'm just like, I'm gonna try this one more time. And I finally pushed, and I got my baby out. Like, I was determined to get her out. And I did exactly that. And after that, when May came out, it was perfect. Like I said, they laid her on me. I started feeding her immediately, and it was great. Like, literally, it was great. The end was like kind of, like I said, rocky. Knowing that even hearing the sounds, the word C-section, I couldn't do it. I'm like, I just got to get my baby out, and I did. It was a crazy birth story towards the end, but it was, like I said, once again, rather worth it. And I'm ready to do this again the third time. I'm very ready. But those are the end of my mommy and me questions. And if you haven't already, can you subscribe to our channel at the bottom? And I will be back with more videos, and including my little ones this time. But thank you guys for watching.